Hi, Linda Fussell here. It is Monday night, Monday the 13th of April. Yep, Easter Monday. And I thought I would just do a quick check-in. It is pretty late again. It's after 10 o'clock, so this is going to be a short one, which will be good news, I think. What I wanted to check in with was feelings and thoughts, particularly today, but really over the last 2 days, because I've been trying to do these every 2 days, and I last did one ending Saturday night. So what happened on Sunday and what happened today. So I was pretty grumpy on the last one, that's fair to say. Yeah, I was having a bit of a, I won't say a meltdown, but just a bit of a grump about things that were happening, and my reactions were quite interesting. So with that in mind, I have been pretty conscious about what my thought processes are and how I'm reacting and responding, and you know, doing all those good things. So where have I been? I think let's start with today, because I think that's kind of important for me. I woke up this morning, Monday morning, and I love Mondays. Historically, I love Mondays. You can go back to previous blogs where I talk about Mondays and planning and all those things that I love doing. And I was really conscious that yes, it was a bank holiday Monday, but I had no real plan for the week. I've got things I want to do and things I need to achieve, and things I'm, to be honest, hoping to achieve. And I think that's where I was this morning. It was to my mind, unless you have a plan and you have very measurable, you know, actions that need to be taken on that, anything that you're aiming to do or desiring to do without a plan is pretty much a dream. And I kind of woke up this morning and went, where's my plan? And I tidied my desk, well, cleared my desk and put things, as you do, in a spare room on a bed, and just made some space when I was working on, in fact, I was working on the course the other day that I've mentioned. I just needed some space to think, and in that clearing I've actually had moved my weekly planning diary, weekly planner, which I not only plan each week, but plan, you know, check each day what I'm doing. And it's, yes, I do a lot of things online, but I do like my manual planner. It's a passion planner, and I'll put the details in the notes just because it's kind of, you might like it too. So the interesting thing was that I moved that pretty much without thinking, really. I just picked it up with a pile of things and moved it, and it normally sits up here behind me, and it wasn't. It was down here because I had it open and I'd been working on it, and I just folded everything up and I moved it away and then didn't think about it again. And now here we are into April, so we are, you know, second week into April, and I realised I didn't do my month end, because at the end of every month you have a reflection over what happened in the previous month and what worked, what didn't work, what your plans are for the next month, all those. I didn't do that, and I really knew at the time that I wasn't focused and really taking action on what needed to be done. But this morning was the first time I realised how serious that was, and I kind of got up and went, right, got to get out of bed, got to get sorted on these things. And instead of drifting around, which I have been doing a little bit in the morning, I've been treating, and this has been really interesting. So we're now, yeah, it's Monday night, so we are day 21 of lockdown. So it was 3 weeks ago tonight that the UK was put into lockdown, and yeah, 3 weeks on, and so 4 weeks since people started working from home, so that's a month. And I knew that I had been affected, and I knew that I was struggling, and I'd avoided a few things. But now when I look back on it, probably since then I haven't used that planner, and that was, wow, that was quite a revelation to me. So I didn't go through how March was. I didn't do a month end on March. I didn't do a planning for April. I've just kind of been, I want to say, drifting. I feel like I've been working, and I feel like I've been working pretty solidly. doing all sorts of things that needed to be done, and doing things that I felt I could do because there was less pressure, if that makes sense. Everybody had time off, and I was using my time out to catch up on a number of jobs that I'm going to say needed doing. I've been sitting on my to-do list, let's call it a to-do list, and I just hadn't got around to them. So last night, or yesterday, let's just step back a little bit. Yesterday, I didn't do a huge amount of work, but I did did sort out the video for yesterday's blog and or vlog, because the video blog is a vlog, and I posted a blog from Barbara Lawther, who is a guest blogger who's doing some wonderful guest blogs on my site, which is great. And I prepared her first one of those and posted that yesterday, and did a few sort of tasks like that. But one of Barbara's blogs, and I think it might have been the one I posted yesterday, but if not, it's the one that's still coming up soon, was talking about not having a to-do list but having a procrastination list. And that was quite an interesting way of putting it. It's the list of those things that you just put off all the time. And I certainly got some of those. And I think over these last couple of weeks I've been doing some of those things, and maybe not as consciously as I would if I had a planner, but I've been actually doing them and doing a variety of what I would call odd jobs, you know, just the things that have been sitting around that could do with having some time and attention and focus. So I have been doing things, but I've not been moving the dial on the business. I've not been doing things that I had planned to do or wanted to do. And the things that really spring to mind are the Flow Academy. I'd planned to launch that on the 20th of March, which was spring equinox, and that's been in the plan. I've talked about this before. It's been in the plan for months and months, and everything happened and I didn't launch it at that point. And I've been talking about launching it, and I've done absolutely nothing towards that, and that's like rubbish. You know, I've journaled everything for the next course that I know is needed, and here I am probably a week after I did that journaling, and I've not moved anything on that. And I'm kind of looking at it and going, you need a kick in the ass. You really do, lass. Get your act together and get moving. And I keep sharing with people. The one thing I have been doing is when I've been out walking with the dog, I've been listening to podcasts. I've become more recently, probably this year, I want to say hooked on podcasts, but certainly engaging more with podcasts. It's not something that I've spent an awful lot of time with. I have done in the past, looked at them and listened to the occasional one and downloaded a whole stack and then listened to none. It's been one of those, yeah, do it sometime. Well, I've actually been listening to them, and I've got a few, I don't know what you call them, podcasters. Got a few people that I listen to regularly. Whenever they bring something new out, I listen to them. And one of those people is Amy Porterfield. Tanya Gabrielle's another one. Jai Dev Singh is another one. Anna Parker Knowles is the fifth one. Anyway, there's a few people that I try and listen to pretty frequently. The person that's really been putting out a lot of stuff, which has been, for me, very helpful, is Amy Porterfield. And one of the things that she said a couple of weeks back, and again I think I mentioned it probably a while back, and it's difficult for me to recall now what I've said. I'm doing lots of these quite frequently. Was that at this time we don't need to stop selling. We need to be positioning our services and products that add value, and so that's really key. They must be adding value, and there must be something that people would want or need right now, and positioning them in a way that acknowledges where people are and meets them at their place. but that we owe it not only to our clients that need that product or want that product, because there are some people who have a lot of time on their hands and are looking to keep occupied, keep themselves engaged and stimulated, I think, because not everybody's working. There are people working from home. I'm working from home, but I've always worked from home. But there's lots of people that aren't working from home. There's a lot of people that are very stressed. And there's obviously a lot of people that are working on, what do they call them? Essential workers out in the big wide world out there. And I have things for pretty much all of those, and yet I am not sharing them. And one of the things that Amy is saying, and I've been sharing this with my clients actually, is that you've got something that people need. You owe it to your clients to get it out there, or to your potential clients to get it out there. Not everybody will love it, and that's okay. It's not about, it's not about you, it's not about the timing, it's about where they are in their space. But you owe it to your clients to get your things out there. You owe it to yourself, because you've put all the hard work in to do things, and you really should be selling your things that you've been putting out, focused on the markets, tested what's needed, know what's needed from your skills and expertise and experience and all those good things. You owe it to your business, because you cannot survive. A business, needs to be making money, otherwise it isn't a business. And you owe it to the economy. The economy needs money to go around, and I talked about this last time, and I shared that, actually I have shared this, haven't I? I shared that lovely story about the $100 bill. And you owe it to your community, because if you're happy and you're stimulating other people, the more happiness that you can create, it's like that pebble causing a ripple in a pond. If I'm happier, the people around me are happier, and if I'm able to help somebody else and they're happier, the people around them will be happier, and so it goes on. Spread the love, really spread the love. So we do owe it to ourselves to get more organised. So I got up this morning and I had planned to be a lot more organised, and I very quickly drifted into what's become my routine of the last couple of weeks, which is treating every morning as a Saturday morning. And a Saturday morning for me was different to every other morning in that I got up and I spent probably about an hour on social media, just relaxing, chilling out, having a look what was going on. And I've been doing that now for, I don't know, 3 weeks or so. Not always on every platform, but I would choose a platform of the day and then get engaged on that. Whereas my previous life, pre-coronavirus, that was my Saturdays. I would wake up on a Saturday, I'd get up, get dressed, get sorted, make the bed, sit on the bed, and then spend probably about an hour just looking through things and see what had been happening in the week or fairly recently, and what I'd forgotten, what I'd missed. And then I would go downstairs and open up the house, and then come upstairs again and do yoga for probably an hour and a half, try and do a class, normally at least an hour on a Saturday, which was different to my during the week, because during the week it's anything between 20 and 45 minutes. So to go to an hour and a half, that was really pushing it. What I've been doing, and it's really, it's been quite interesting to see when I now look at it. This is the whole thing about observe. Observe, observe, observe. What is happening? What are you doing, and why are you doing that question? So I've been getting up, I've been looking at social media, I've been trotting downstairs, been faffing around in the kitchen, doing my photos of my corner in time in the garden, looking at the garden and going, oh, I really need to do that today, so the picture will look different tomorrow. And then sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. And then I'll come upstairs, and sometimes, probably about 50% of the time, I've been doing my yoga. And the rest of the time I've been jumping straight on the computer and working, or, doing something. And I really need a routine. I need my routine back. I'm one that does not, I love to break a routine. I love to really get dynamic and move with the, get into the flow, move with what's needed. But at the moment I need a routine, and I need it quite strongly. And I like working to a routine. I like having things that happen habitually, so that they just become part of life, and that's where they are. And that's talking about the Flow Academy. That's exactly what the Flow Academy is. It has those 6 pillars, and again, I've shared this before. Mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, habitual, and environmental. So those are the 6 factors that we cover, and we work around. Everything we do in the Flow Academy is about those 6 pillars, and it's just how are we living our life, and how are we keeping things in balance, and how are we creating routines. And a morning routine and an evening routine is absolutely essential. I know this, it's what I teach. And I've fallen off, fallen off the wagon here, but it's interesting to see. And I think probably the easiest way to teach something is when you are having to go through it yourself. So I sometimes find if I know things really well, I can't sometimes miss out the base level understanding, and I teach at a level that misses some steps out, and some people get lost along the way. If you're at that level, you'll understand where I am, and if you're above that level, you'll think it's very basic. But all those other steps below, if you haven't ever seen them, it'll be new, and then you just, it's really hard to make that leap to that level. So the interesting thing I'm seeing is, now that I'm getting ready to launch the Flow Academy, I am personally experiencing the lack of routine, and what that's doing for me, and and various other things. One of the things that I really look at is the quality of your sleep. So your morning routine and your evening routine really affect the quality of your sleep, and how that all comes together. The other thing, it's all about circadian rhythms, and this is part of the training, but I'm not going to go into it in any great detail, other than to say, the other night I slept without my eye mask on. Not sure why, just did. It was almost like that little rebelliousness of, no, I'm not going to do this tonight. And I had a rubbish night's sleep. I woke up in the morning. I mean, I thought I'd slept pretty well, but I woke up in the morning and I was so tired. I really felt so tired, and I went, wow, what's that? And then I realised that I wasn't rested. So I put my eye mask on and had an extra half an hour, and I woke up again then feeling tons better. And that was probably 2 nights ago. So what are we on now? So that was probably Saturday night. So last night I put, yeah, it was Saturday night. Last night I put my eye mask back on, woke up this morning. I'd gone to bed before midnight. Yes, and I'll do that tonight again. But I woke up this morning and I was feeling so much better, so much more rested, and so much clearer in what I wanted to get on with and do today. So that was really good insight, and it's really interesting to see how those things are actually coming around to play. And then the second part of the thing, that one of the major things I haven't done, is actually put the notes that I captured when I was journaling on the stress course. I haven't captured that on the website yet, and just need to get on and do it. And it's just, what is the mess, what's the issue here? And I've been faffing around, I'll be fair, I'm faffing around with blogs and vlogs and messing around doing little things, which, this is important. I think they're important. They're important for me to keep a video diary of what I'm going through, and where my emotions are, and what my thoughts are, and what my insights are, and what I'm learning. And I also think that, I'm hoping that they are important for anybody who does take the time to listen to them or read my blogs, that you can relate to them and know that it's okay. You haven't completely lost it, and it will come back, and you will be good. So I need to just get on and do these things. And if I look back at yesterday, I was trying to think what I did yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday. I had a really chill day. I don't think I looked at the computer at all in the morning. I just did sit down in the afternoon to do a couple of things. And I did, yeah, that's what I did. I just got on with some of the blogs, and I put Barbara's first blog together and did all those bits. When I say put it together, she's written it all beautifully, and I just have to put it on the website. But it's also making it look okay on the website, and formatting and all those bits, and the graphics that go around it. Not a huge amount, it just needs a bit of organisation and planning, and that's what I was doing yesterday, which is why I had a decent, pretty early night's sleep really. So yeah, that's kind of where things have been going. As far as going out for walks, much better the last 2 days. I've been less grumpy with people. In fairness, I've not actually, I've seen a lot of people. There were quite a lot of people out today. I was a bit later than I'd planned to be. I did bump into my good friend Peter. He was out running with his dog, and that was really nice. We stood and chatted for a bit, and then he was getting cold, so we walked at a great distance between us, and the dogs know each other, and we kind of kept them apart, and poor things, they just want to play. But anyway, we walked for a bit, we had finished our conversation, and then he carried on his run, and I carried on to the fields and just did a circuit around the fields. But today was cold. It's been, Saturday was boiling hot. The day that I was out washing the glass on the greenhouse was really, really hot. I was out in the middle of the day in the sun and it was boiling. And then yesterday it was cloudier, cooler, but still okay, still pleasant. Today it's been pretty cool, and I've had to put the fleece back on the delicate plants because it's forecast to get down to 0 tonight again. So definitely springtime. Yeah, interesting to see how this affects the garden and how things are moving. I did notice that the daffodils at the back in the lawn were looking like they could have done with some water actually. We don't normally water them, and maybe I need to go and do that, but I haven't been doing it, so maybe I need to do that. So yeah, that's kind of where I am. One last thing is we had Twitter hour tonight. So Monday nights in Harrogate is Twitter hour between 8 and 9, yeah, 8 and 9 p.m. And the last 2 weeks, I've been at the last 2 weeks, I missed 1 week. I need to have some of my, it's getting cold. So what is this that I have here? That's a good question. Trifala. Before I go to bed I have a cup of warm Trifala, and you're going to ask me what that does and I can't remember, but never mind. It is, and it is part of the Flow Academy. It's those kind of things. What things do I do, and why do I do them, and why should we do them, and who recommends them, what's the science behind it, what's the theories, you know, the ancient wisdom behind it, what's the modern science, all those good things. Anyway, back to Harrogate hour. So I was on Harrogate hour tonight, and it was like last week, very quiet, very, very quiet, very few people there. And I must say, I debated. I did debate about coming upstairs and getting involved. And I thought, no, I really like connecting with the people. Just there's a steady group of us that are often together, and it does help to have that focused bit of effort and sharing. So I came up, it was, internet was rubbish, it was really slow on the internet, and it was quite fun actually. It was nice to catch up. Did manage to get organised. I had to use my phone, I had to connect my laptop to the phone as a mobile hotspot because I just gave up with the internet. It was just so bad. And it was nice. It was nice to connect with a few people that were there, but there were very few people there, and that was interesting to observe. Probably more people like me. I'd say dropping off social media, but just needing to take a bit of a step back and a bit of a break. I really have been a lot quieter on most platforms over the last few weeks. I've been there, but not as focused as I'd normally be. I think that's fair to say, not as focused as I'd normally be. But it was nice, it was good to catch up. And I was able to share that on the North Yorkshire County Council website. They've got something, what was it, Buy Local? I can't see because my phone's, I'm recording this on my phone. I think it's called Buy Local, and what they're trying to do, they've set up a free directory for local businesses that are still trading during the COVID-19 crisis, and I had spent time today posting details of my services and offerings and what I normally do, what I'm doing now during the virus time. So I had spent quite a bit of time doing that today, which was it was very good actually, because it made me focus on, because I've got 3 brands that I put up there, made me focus on each of the parts of the business, and what I can do and what I am doing or planning to do during the lockdown. So it really was, it was good for me to get my own focus back. And the other thing which was fun today, I have been fairly productive today. So yeah, I just have to stop. This is where the gratitude journal comes in. So after I've done this, I'm going to go and have a bath, and then I'm going to go and do my gratitude journal. And the thing with the gratitude journal is you look back on your day and remember all the good things that happened in the day, things that you've done, things that you're happy about, things that you enjoyed, just those little moments, as Barbara calls them, pops of joy. And so one of the other ones was through Twitter, I'd seen Peasy Media, the lovely Lisa Francis, has been offering local Harrogate businesses free videos during the virus time, during the lockdown. And I need some more of this, hold on a second. Aww. She had done one for Jenny Brown, JJB Office Services, and it was lovely. It was really nice, and I commented on Twitter, and anyway, kept going, yep, I knew about this and I was going to send you stuff and I hadn't yet done it. So I emailed her yesterday, just so I could get the details of what she needed. Anyway, I logged on today and she'd already sent me a video that she'd put together from my website. She'd just gone through my website and pulled stuff together, which was just awesome of her. I'm really, really grateful for that. And it looked pretty good. There were a couple of things I wanted to change and tweak, and she said that was okay to do. I felt guilty because it was free and she'd gone ahead and done it, and she was just amazing. You know, it's what a wonderful service for local small businesses. I just think it's fantastic. Anyway, I spent time looking at the video and just pulling together the few other things that I wanted to emphasize. I think that was it. There were a couple of things that I wanted to emphasize a bit more, mostly because one of the tasks that I am going to do, I think tomorrow, has been on the list this whole time that we've been in lockdown, is to go through my website and sort out things. There is a huge amount of content. I think I've mentioned this before. There's a huge amount of content on my website that you can't find unless you've got the links, and sometimes I don't want anyone else necessarily to find it. You could find it with hopefully through SEO searches, but it doesn't link from the menus, so I need to go through and just tidy up a lot of that, which meant that the things that Lisa had captured were the things from the website. Largely, I mean, the website was completed in June last year, so most of the things that she could see were things that I had put on the website originally back in June, and obviously, you know, here we are 9 months on. Yep, 9 months on. I've developed a huge repertoire of other things, and so those things are there, and I need to just link them so people can find the damn things. So that's my plan for tomorrow, and I love going to bed with it, knowing what I'm going to wake up doing tomorrow, and I'm going to wake up tomorrow and sort my website out. Anyway, so I spent time sending things through to the lovely Lisa, which was just great. Yeah, that cough again. I have had a bit of a cough. I don't have a fever, so I don't think it's the virus. But the cough has been around. Yeah, hopefully it's not the virus. Being very good about washing hands and having all my good potions and liquids and things. Anyway, that's enough for tonight. It's late enough, and definitely time I got to bed, and I think I've captured everything that I wanted to think about. I've been a lot more positive, definitely today, but I've been a lot more positive these last 2 days than I was on Saturday, Friday and Saturday, definitely Saturday. I guess, you know, I know that day 20, and I talked about this, day 20, you know, that 16 to 20 is the critical time. So yesterday was 20, today is 21. Maybe that's made a difference as well. Yesterday I got up and did my yoga. This morning I got up intending to do my yoga, and I say I kibosh that, but I certainly will get back into doing the yoga tomorrow. I know it makes me feel so much better. And in fact, that's the one thing I didn't share, was yesterday, and I did the yoga. I'm going to finish up quickly. When I did the yoga yesterday, and I mean, I tell all my clients this, and I've created all sorts of videos and done a whole heap of things which most of you can't access. But when I did my yoga yesterday, which was the first time for maybe 4 days, 3 or 4 days, oh my goodness, all the cricking and creaks and clicks and gratings and all those things. But it didn't take long for everything to loosen up, and wow, did I feel more amazing. Because I am aware that I sit on the side like this, and I could feel my back when I was trying to do some of the exercises. I could feel that clicking, I could feel it in my neck, I could feel it lower down, and when you do twists, there was definite, one side was moving more than the other, and all sorts of things in. And that's what I've always said, is that the exercises that I do in the morning, the 4 minutes of basic exercises that I do in the morning, have saved me from numerous chiropractic appointments, because I used to be at the chiropractor at some point every week, every couple of weeks, down to once a month or whatever, and I haven't done that for years. I mean, literally, I've been doing the yoga now almost daily for 5 years, and the yoga has replaced my need to go to the chiropractor. And the other thing that the yoga does for me is it stops headaches. And I think that's all because of the way it lines up. So I used to really suffer from migraines, particularly over the one side. And the yoga exercises and just keeping my spinal column loose and open and supple and mobile, and keeping the energies balanced, so getting out of my head and getting into my body, has made a massive difference. And it's these things that I want to be able to share more of, because I know it makes a huge difference. So again, it's part of the Flow Academy, but some of these things are also just available for anybody to access when the website's there and you can find them. So that's it. That's it for tonight. That's where I am. I'm a lot more positive. I am very conscious of the journey that I've been through. I'm really grateful that I've been capturing my thinking here on video, so that I've got it for me to reference, but I think there's all sorts of I want to say gems in there, but there's all sorts of things that are in there. It's like a living memory. It's a record keeping of where I am and how I'm doing, and you know, sometimes late at night, and you know, I've been in the garden or been doing stuff or sitting at the computer or whatever, and my skin and face will show that. And other days when I'm relaxed and happy, and it's all part of the journey. So that's where I am. Happy Easter. It is now Monday night, and that is the end of Easter, so those people that are working will be back at work tomorrow. Talked to my younger daughter Heather this afternoon, and they've really enjoyed their 4 days off, and yes, they're both back to work tomorrow, working from home but back to work, and that'll be for many people. Not sure when the school holidays are. I haven't marked them up this time, but I would imagine that school holidays are probably for another week at least, and then people go back to trying to sort out teaching kids or whatever. So there's a whole heap of things there that could be dealt with and need to be looked at. But for now, signing off. Good night. I am looking forward to an early night, and looking forward to a fabulous week. I really am looking forward to a fabulous week. It is a year ago in April that I sort of reorganised the business the way I have done, and it is 5 years or 6 years, I need to have a look at that, a good number of years now. I think it's 5 years, might be more than that. Next week that I trained as a coach, when I was so exhausted. I'd finished the assignment I was doing with Bupa on the Thursday before Easter, yeah, I'm not sure what time of the year it was actually, that Easter, but anyway. And then the first full week after Easter was when I did coach training, and that was when my life completely changed. It was like, this is what coaches do, this is what a lot of my friends do, and actually this is what I do every single day at work, even though I'm being employed to be a program manager and sorting out problems. I certainly was the troubleshooter and yeah, just the mentor and guide and support, and now I do this full time and pretty much love it, really pretty much love it, and I'm very, very grateful for where I am right now and all the lessons that I'm still learning and things I'm still having to battle with. We're all on a journey, like I say. If you're not still learning, you're probably not alive. So that's it. That's where I am today. Yeah, good night, and I shall see you in a couple of days' time. Whatever I have to share in that time. Go well, keep well.